Nasty G&E has winter tips to help you save. Shift some chores like running the dishwasher outside the on-peak hours of 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Save even more if you do your laundry before 2 p.m. on the weekends. We're here to help you save.
The he's been shot. He got a lot of blood. Where were you shot? Who shot you?
These breathless pleas for help were made by 31-year-old Mitchell Jones Jr. after he had been brutally attacked and stabbed over 25 times. As the detectives dove into the investigation, they would uncover a number of puzzling leads, including foreign DNA.
As I opened the door, I see passive spatter on the floor.
An abusive partner, and the car the killer drove, caught on camera.
We see a black vehicle backing out of the victim's driveway.
But they hit one dead end after another, and they began to worry that maybe the killer had gotten away.
It becomes very frustrating, and it puts the big question mark. Are you going to get a solve, or is this case going to go cold?
However, when nearly all hope seemed lost, a new form of technology would emerge, giving them one final clue that would crack the case wide open.
If it wasn't for this new piece of technology, I don't know if we could have solved this homicide.
At 9:30 p.m. on November 23, 2018, a critically injured Mitchell Jones Jr. made a heartbreaking 911 call.
Oh, I guess I'm dying. Oh.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened, sir. Tell me the address.
I'm dying.
Sir, I need to know where you are. Okay, you said someone was still there. Are they still there?
Yes.
Can you tell me if anybody has a weapon?
Yes. Oh.
Officers from the Cobb County Police Department rushed to respond to the scene in Marietta, Georgia. When they arrived, they found his front door wide open.
Cobb County Police? Cobb Police?
The officers entered with caution, unsure of whether the attacker was still within the house.
Cobb County Police?
Was good, was good. Number 16, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go out.
But they were about to hear the most chilling cry that would send shivers down their spine. They found the bedroom locked from the outside and forced their way in, but nothing could have prepared them for the gruesome scene that lay before
My
them.
day good, you know what I'm saying? Just came back from the basketball court area in the gym.
Where were you shot?
The bedroom was a horror show. The walls were bathed in blood. The room itself was in complete disarray, with broken glass everywhere and clear signs of a violent struggle. But what was most chilling was the sheer intensity of the violence. A scene straight out of a nightmare. Someone had really wanted to kill that night. And that's when, at the foot of the bed, they found the victim, 31-year-old Mitchell Jones, barely alive. Every breath seemed like it could be his last, but his survival offered a rare opportunity for detectives, a chance to hear directly from the victim. But his answer would only lead to more questions for the detectives.
What's good, what's good, what's good?
You know who was here with you?
Yeah, he took my cell phone.
Rather than giving them a name, Mitchell kept repeating that his attacker had taken his phone. In the meantime, paramedics and more officers arrived at the scene. While the paramedics did their best to stabilize Mitchell and rush him to medical care, Detective Sarah Penarelli and Detective Carrie Grimstead began their investigation. As they took in the crime scene, two things stood out. First, something at the front door caught their eye.
As I opened the door, I see passive spatter on the floor. I know that the incident took place upstairs. There was no way that that was the victim's blood. That had to have been left by another person.
Break free with the new Opera GX.
I got the Snoop Dogg skin, the Kid LeVoy.
Brand new design that
I
freeze
got
them.
the Simpsons
The cops had hit the
characters.
jackpot very early in the investigation.
I got
They
the
had the
Juice WRLD
attacker's
skin.
DNA, which was a crucial piece of evidence. However, little did they know that this was just the beginning of the most twisted case they would ever
Was
encounter.
good, was
It
good,
was
was
collected
good.
and stored, ready to send for testing. But there was something else at the scene that the detectives found noteworthy.
The candles were lit. There were bottles of water. When the officers found him, he was in his underwear. So this is more of a romantic relationship or somebody really close to Mitchell.
It seemed very likely that whoever the culprit was, they were someone Mitchell was romantically involved with. This made the theft of his phone all the more significant,
Damn,
as
I didn't even
police
know
were
they
now
had
sure
Godzilla
the
in
attacker had taken it to
Fortnite.
cover their tracks. To learn more, they would now have to speak to those who knew Mitchell and see if they were aware of who he was involved with. They knew where to start as well. Mitchell's next-door neighbor, whom he had mentioned in his pained cries, could hold the key to the entire investigation. It was right at this moment that she revealed to the police who had been visiting Mitchell on the night he was attacked.
You saw him with another man for the young female you took her. She's saying another guy was with this guy. And this gay, she's saying, and that's hard to hear a lot.
Another neighbor recounted how Mitchell often had his friends over, and they would sometimes be a little loud. But that night had been different.
But that
Damn, they got a
evening,
LeBron
the
skin in
noise
Fortnite.
got a little louder and a little rowdier. Then I heard the banging on the walls. I remember thinking, sounds like they're fighting.
Finally, Mitchell's mother put Detective Panarelli in touch with one of his close friends, Jasmine, and when they spoke to each other, she had some intriguing information for the detective.
Hello? Hey, Jasmine. I know you and Mitchell were very close. Yeah, I'm just so wild, like. I know. I just didn't know what's going on, like. I'm very sorry. I know it's hard, but hey, listen, I really need your help. For the door entry or something? Like, I know he didn't just open the door willingly for that boy. Who is that boy? Say what this old boyfriend he used to mess with. Mitchell really didn't want to be with him, and I don't know what happened.
The relationship was not a healthy one, that this male had been abusing Mitchell, that there's been physical altercations in the
mine's
past,
like Clutch
and that he was
00YT.
kind of very controlling.
She said that just 3
The
weeks
same as
before the
my
attack,
YouTube.
Mitchell had broken up with this unnamed boyfriend, who she only referred to as that boy. But who was this mysterious figure with whom Mitchell had been fighting? With Mitchell's phone missing, how were the police going to identify that boy? It seemed this boyfriend held the key to the investigation, and to find him, the police would have to dive into Mitchell's past. Tragically, despite the best efforts of the medical professionals, Mitchell Jones would succumb to his injuries. Mitchell Jones Jr. had moved to Atlanta with the hopes and dreams of becoming an actor. When questioned, his friends and colleagues gave the police some key information about his social circle.
He was a good person. The people he worked with said he would help anybody out. But at the same time, we also learned that he liked the bad boys.
Had Mitchell got mixed up with the wrong crowd? As police looked into who he may have been with, they learned that Mitchell had been young, single, and actively dating, having registered himself on multiple dating apps. This meant that anyone he may have contacted on these apps was now a suspect. But then, something happened that would change the entire face of the investigation, taking it from a savage attack to a sickening act of murder. Now there was a killer on the loose, so Mitchell's body was sent for an immediate autopsy, but the results were unexpected and horrific.
Postmortem examination of Mitchell Jones. What was determined was they were all short force trauma or puncture trauma, most likely caused by a cutting instrument.
The violent and manic nature of the crime further emphasized that this was a crime of passion. The detectives needed to find this boyfriend, and they needed to find him fast. They had sent the foreign DNA found at the crime scene for testing against the CODIS database, but the testing would take a few weeks to be completed. While interviewing Mitchell's neighbors, officers would discover that one of them possessed a security camera that pointed right at Mitchell's driveway. Could this heinous crime have been caught on camera? On the night of the murder at around 9:30 p.m., the time when Mitchell placed his 911 call, The CCTV footage showed a black Buick Lucerne pulling in and out of the driveway. The footage was too dark to spot the license plate number, but knowing the make and model of the car was a completely unexpected new lead that would now take the investigation in a new direction. Investigators looked into Mitchell's exes and acquaintances who they were aware of to see if any owned the same car, but could find none. Having hit another dead end, they turned to other avenues of investigation. Mitchell's cell phone could have likely solved the case in minutes, but since they did not have it, they did the next best thing. The officers located and accessed his social media profiles. They were about to uncover something that had the potential to get them the answers they craved. They received a photo of Mitchell's elusive boyfriend from Mitchell's friend Jasmine. Mitchell had sent her the picture, and in it, many of the suspect's tattoos were visible, which detectives hoped could aid in identifying him. Detective Penarelli began to comb through Mitchell's Facebook, hoping to find someone who could potentially be the boyfriend. She saw that he had the phrase, "Rest in peace Brandon," tattooed on his torso, and on a hunch she ran a search for the term RIP Brandon on social media, but even she could never have expected that it would reveal the identity of their mysterious suspect.
I found a Facebook page that had the hashtag Rest in Peace Brandon, and when I clicked on the profile, it showed the same picture of that boy.
The search turned up the profile of Eric Hopkins. The detectives had finally located Mitchell's boyfriend and were sure that they were about to unmask a killer and end this case once and for all. When the detectives looked into Eric and his past record, they learned something that chilled them to the bone.
He had stabbed a former lover in a domestic type dispute. So it was a very similar incident. We also learned through talking to people that he was very quick to anger.
Eric's anger issues, coupled with his past conviction, clearly highlighted that he was capable of committing this extremely violent murder. The detectives decided that it was time to bring Eric in.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Eric,
Yeah.
we need to talk to you about some things. Well, don't know whether you know or not, but Mitchell Jones, he was killed a week ago. Yes, sir, I am. I hate to tell you this over the phone, but you know, we know you two were in a relationship, and you may have information that can help us in this investigation.
You guys are going to have to speak to my attorney about all of this, because I don't really want to be put in the middle of it.
And that's not a problem. I mean, get your attorney, but we need to speak to you, like, today.
You won't be able to speak with me today.
Okay.
I'm not answering any more questions until there's a checking question.
This only made him seem even more suspicious to the detectives. They also learned that Eric had an arrest warrant for a probation violation. This was simply too good a chance to pass up, and they made their move, hoping to make Eric reveal his evil secrets.
Eric was very calm during the interview. He provided us his phone, provided us information who he was with, and what location he was at during the time of the murder.
The detectives were shocked by his cooperation. He willingly provided everything they asked for, including a DNA swab. The swab was sent for testing, but the results again would take time. His alibi for the crime was checked and found to be real. The detectives were frustrated that their best lead had hit a dead end, but seeing Eric gave them one more idea of what could have occurred.
Mitchell Jones was very athletic, and he was a lot larger than our prime suspect, Eric was. So we knew possibly there was another person involved if it was Eric.
With this new angle in mind, they now began to look into Eric's known friends and associates, hoping to uncover his sinister partner in crime. When they obtained his phone records, they saw that his most contacted person in the weeks leading up to the murder was none other than Mitchell. But looking further, they saw something more. The second most called number was someone named DeAndre Fleming. Could this be the accomplice they were looking for?
Now our thought process is, did Eric have DeAndre drive to Mitchell's house and kill him for Eric, or they were both there?
On December 11th, 2018, they decided to go speak to DeAndre in person, and when they reached his residence, they would see something that made them sure they were in the right place.
Another detective and I drive to DeAndre's house, and as we're walking up to the driveway, we see a black Buick Lucerne.
Taxes was waiting and wondering.
The same vehicle we saw on video surveillance from that night.
The detectives entered the home, positive that they were about to nab their man, but when they asked him whether he knew Eric Hopkins, DeAndre said he had no idea who this was.
Now we're kind of thinking, okay, is he lying, or, do we have the wrong DeAndre?
Perplexed, the detectives decided to show him a picture of Eric, wondering if his reaction would betray his lies. But what DeAndre did next was something they never saw coming.
Right as he saw the picture, he said, "Oh, I play video game with that guy," and immediately recognized him.
They realized that even though DeAndre and Eric played video games together, their number had only connected because he used his phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. While this cleared DeAndre of any suspicion, it had also set the detectives back again. Their prime suspect and his most likely accomplice both now seemed to have no evidence pointing towards their involvement. But just when the detectives were losing hope, they got back crucial evidence that they hoped would crack the entire case wide open. 3 months after Mitchell's murder, the DNA test results from the blood at the front door came back. The blood was not a match to Mitchell, meaning it definitely belonged to the killer. But just as the detectives were getting their hopes up, they would be dashed again when they discovered something shocking. The test results showed that the blood was not a match for Eric Hopkins. Their prime suspect was cleared. There were also no matches in the CODIS database, meaning now they had no new leads to follow.
At this point, I feel very upset because I thought we were so close. It was a lot of time put into finding Eric Hopkins and then learning that he's not the suspect. That was very frustrating because now I knew we had to start from zero.
At this time, detectives Penarelli and Grimstead would often discuss the case with other detectives within the unit, hoping someone would be able to sniff out a new lead. One of these was Special Agent David Ricey. Now looking for new avenues of investigation, the detectives decided to pivot. They had received Mitchell's cell phone records, and they decided to see if they could use these to track down where his phone could be, as they hoped they could retrieve data from the phone that would point them towards a new suspect.
What we found is the last known location based off of pings and based off of cell site data was in downtown Atlanta. That's very telling to us. How did the phone get there? Did the offender just throw it out the window? Did the offender take it back to his house?
The location of the phone was narrowed down to a vacant lot in downtown Atlanta. Detective Grimstead, hoping against hope, searched this location. But here too, they turned up empty-handed. Despair was beginning to set in as the detectives wondered if they would ever solve this case.
So it is very disheartening. I'm running out of information.
Everything seemed to be coming up empty. With every passing day, the case seemed closer to going cold. But then, just when all hope seemed lost, a revolutionary new technology gave the detectives a glimmer of hope. In March 2019, 4 months after the murder, the detectives of the Cobb County Police Department were having a meeting to see if there were any new approaches they could take to solve the Mitchell Jones case. It was in this meeting that Special Agent Ricey mentioned a new technology he had heard recently about in a cell phone investigation training program with the FBI.
And in that class, I learned about something I hadn't heard before. It was the term geofencing.
A geofence is a virtual perimeter that is set around a geographical location. If the location and timing of a crime is known, then the investigators can ask technology companies to provide them with the users within this perimeter at that point in time.
Every technology company collects end-user data for advertising purposes, and law enforcement is simply exploiting that, saying, hey, give us that information so that we can solve crime.
Our cell phones are a connection to the world around us, and even when they're not in use, they're attempting to utilize the different technology that's around them, whether it's cell towers, whether it's GPS information, whether it's Wi-Fi routers. And what we learned is that cellular carriers, as well as Google, actually collect some of that data.
When cell phone carriers and tech companies collect this data, it holds the location of the devices within that geofence at that time. Now that the detectives had this tool, they decided to apply it to the case of Mitchell Jones Jr. In this case, they already knew the location, as well as the time of the attack, since Mitchell had placed the 911 call himself at 9:30 p.m. They set a virtual perimeter around his house at the time of the murder and sent requests out to some major companies for their data.
So I submit a geofence search warrant to Apple, Google, and Facebook. Google responded back to us with evidentiary information in this case.
Google was the only company to respond with the data, but that would turn out to be sufficient as the cops were about to achieve their biggest breakthrough yet. They now had a list of all the people within 500 feet of Mitchell's home in a 45-minute time range around the murder. Now it was up to them to find the killer. They were able to narrow it down to 4 people who were within the geofence at the time of the murder. After receiving their subscriber information from Google, they began to eliminate these people as suspects one by one.
2 of them were elderly couples, and they lived in that area, on that street. We felt that they just weren't physically capable of committing this type of violence.
Of the 2 remaining, one was the right age and physical stature required, but they had no prior criminal history or record. However, the last one left, who had also been closest to Mitchell's house according to the data, was a vastly different case.
The last one left had the right criminal background that would fit our offender. He had prior aggravated assaults and he had prior thefts. His device went into the crime scene, it pinged multiple times, then it left. It fit perfectly.
They finally had a new name and a new suspect to look into. Dunta Holmes.
Was good,
This name was about to change the course of their entire investigation.
Who is Dante Holmes?
Now that they had a name before making any move, the detectives had to be sure that this was their man. So they began to look into every possible way they could connect Dunta to the crime.
We learned that he had a criminal history of prior aggravated assaults and he had prior thefts. And so he fit a potential offender of a crime such as this.
They already had the geofence data that placed him near the scene of the crime. Next, they looked at his family and known associates and made a shocking discovery.
And we learned that his mother also owned a Buick Lucerne. That was a car he drove all the time.
The evidence was stacking up nicely against Dante. Next, they looked into his phone's location history, and what they found would only further implicate him in this most gruesome of crimes.
Dante Holmes' cell phone gave us basically the route he took to go to the murder scene and leave the murder scene.
They also found a photo on his cloud storage that had been uploaded on the night of the murder that all but sealed the deal. In it, Dante appeared to have a bandaged foot, and detectives were almost certain that this was where the blood near the front door had come from. With so much evidence all pointing to Dante, the investigators rushed to bring him in for an interrogation. But they could not have anticipated how the interrogation would unfold. On April 12, 2019, almost 5 months after the murder, Dante Holmes was arrested and brought in for an interrogation. He agreed to speak to the detectives without an attorney. He also agreed to give a DNA sample for testing, which the detectives collected. Then they began to question Dante.
What I want to talk to you about is Mitchell Jones. Do you know Mitchell Jones? No, sir. There would be no reason for your phone to be at Mitchell Jones' house.
Because I came back from the gym.
No reason whatsoever. If I told you that was not the correct answer, what would you say to that? That it was wrong? You're not being honest with me.
Initially, Dante seemed to be calm enough in the interview, giving off the air of someone who knew of no reason why he should be there. But then he admitted to Detective Grimstead that he used to come up to Marietta to meet someone.
Is that the gentleman you met? That's him? Okay. You didn't even know his name was just a hookup. Yeah, it was just like a hookup. Well, it's surprised you to know that Mitchell Jones was killed. Oh, y'all ain't trying to say I killed him. Cause I don't. Me and dude had no bad blood, period. Whatsoever. We never even got to arguing about it. We never got to fighting. None of that. All we ever did was hooked up.
Dante's response here was a red flag as well. He immediately became defensive and denied his involvement when the detective told him that Mitchell had been killed. An innocent person who actually cared would have shown concern. But Dunta was oblivious to this, and he would only keep digging a bigger hole for himself.
And when was the last time you saw him? I knew it before September. There would be no
Oh
reason
yeah, the
for your
Risley.
phone to be
The one that told us
Mr.
about that
Johnson's
one
house
story about
after
his papers.
September. No reason whatsoever.
Finally, Detective Grimstead had had enough. Dunta had built himself a wall of lies, and now Detective Grimstead was ready to tear it down with every real piece of evidence they had against him.
Most of the time when we ask you a question, we know the answers. You say you haven't been there since September. This puts you at Mitchell's house in November. Back in November to cut your foot, ankle. I cut my foot? Mm-hmm. You never had an injury? That's yours. No, that's not yours.
Even having been confronted by the evidence the police had against him, Dunta still believed that he was smarter than the detective and could lie his way out of trouble. The detectives pressed on with their questioning, knowing that every lie Dunta told them now would be held against him later in court.
Last time you were at Mitchell's house, was there any kind of altercation? No, man, like, me and dude just hooked up. So we did. What kind of car you have? Or drive? I don't have a car. How did you come up to meet with him? I did. I was in my lunch car. Your mama have a black car?
Siggy's. Less sets you free.
Chest, feet, and even down there. That's care everywhere, everywhere.
Mama? Mama ain't got no record. Did she? She used to.
We get out the black car. Into the house multiple times. Your phone puts you in that same car at the house on those dates. And it puts you in the house that day after Thanksgiving. There's surveillance video from across the street. All right, that's why we know the times. And Mitchell made a 911 phone call. Okay, you were there.
I was not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was not. Would there be any reason your blood would be my blood? Not by my blood.
The detectives once again let Dunta build up his false statements before tearing them down with their carefully crafted facts and evidence. Dunta, however, still hadn't gotten the message and continued to try and deny everything. Sensing that this strategy wasn't working, the detectives tried a different approach.
We know we've both been doing this for a long time, and we know that sometimes things are unintentional.
Something went more wrong than that happens.
We need to know what happened. It's crazy. Sometimes things happen that we don't intend to happen. We know you've got a lot on your mind.
The officers showed him empathy and tried to encourage him that he would feel better if he shared what had happened. Then they sat in silence and waited for Dunta to crack. Then, after 4 whole minutes of silence, Dunta Holmes finally opened up. This was the moment detectives had been waiting for.
I can be 100% honest with y'all. I come in the house, people talk to you like, I don't want to do this. Like, he had the back turn around, and he tried to stab me. Then we started fighting. I hit him over the head with a piece of glass, and he dropped the knife. And I grabbed the knife, and he was on top of me, so I stabbed him in the back. And he was like, "What you did to me?" And I just started stabbing him like, so he tried to get up and follow the field.
But Dunta, in his unending foolishness, had decided to continue to try to lie to the detectives. His latest so-called truth was that Mitchell had been the one to attack him, and he had taken his life in self-defense. Dunta had done his best to paint himself in the best possible light, but the detectives weren't buying it. The autopsy results and the fact that Mitchell had 25 individual stab or puncture wounds was enough proof to invalidate his claim of self-defense. Despite his efforts, Dunta Holmes was arrested and charged with the murder of Mitchell Jones Jr. The detectives then began to prepare their evidence for a trial, as until the guilty verdict was secured, they would not feel at peace, especially with the number of times they had already gotten their hopes up. They received a much-needed boost in the days leading up to the trial.
We eventually got his known DNA once he was arrested. It was compared to the DNA blood drop that was found outside the threshold of the door. We did learn that that matched him.
But even with this evidence, there were still concerns about the trial. Though geofence technology had been used in other states, this was the first time it had been used in the state of Georgia. Cobb County prosecutor Jesse Evans was worried about how this could affect the trial.
We knew that we're not only going to have to explain to the judge how geofencing technology works, but we're also going to have to explain this to jurors as well. Whenever you deal with new things, it makes you nervous as a prosecutor.
But then, on the eve of the trial, Prosecutor Evans received a call from Dunta's defense attorney, and he could not believe what he heard.
We receive a phone call from the defense attorney who says that his client is now ready to accept some responsibility for this crime if we were willing to engage in some sort of plea discussions with him.
On January 6, 2020, Dunta Holmes pled guilty to malice murder, aggravated assault, and aggravated battery. He was sentenced to life in prison. But the investigators would receive one last piece of information that would make all their efforts feel worth it.
The defense attorney basically tells Jesse Evans and I why they decided to plead guilty. And there's a couple of reasons. Certainly the fact that Dunta Holmes' DNA matched the blood on the scene. But the one thing the defense attorney told Jesse Evans and I is he felt like he couldn't argue against the technology. And so that largely led to the plea deal.
This case remains one of the landmark cases in terms of geofence technology.
The
No
geofence
cap.
technology just really sprung this case into life. If it were not for that, there's a possibility it will not be solved.
After this case, geofence technology has only continued to grow in leaps and bounds and has helped solve hundreds of cases in the state of Georgia and across the United States. Mitchell's friends and family are glad that his killer is facing justice behind bars, but they still grieve the loss of their loved one.
I don't think he should ever see the light of day again. I'm sorry, I can't finish my statement. I can forgive him, but there's no weight off my shoulder. I miss my son.
We would like to take a moment to remember Mitchell, his dreams of becoming an actor, and his passion for animals. A life full of promise, cut short far too early. We hope that his loved ones find some form of peace and closure as time passes. And this is where we will end the case of Mitchell Jones Jr., a case that showed the world how advancements in technology now mean that digital footprints and evidence are just as important to criminal investigations as fingerprints, blood, and DNA have been in the past. Let us know your thoughts on the case. If there is a case you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Alright, so apparently the Cavaliers had a better half.
No matter the sport, I'm ready for big plays, big flavors, and big heartburn. That's why I keep Tom's close for fast heartburn relief, so I can enjoy every bite.
A Chewy order is on the way for...
Now, I just got through watching the Up, Up, Down, Down gameplay and showcase reveal, and there is a lot that needs to be discussed. Now, before we dive right into today's video, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. Also subscribe to the channel as well because I will be doing a giveaway on WWE 2K25 and the winner will be announced on March 5th. Now let's go ahead and dive right into the first thing, which is the showcase mode. So on the Up Up Down Down channel, they showcased the showcase mode and we seen 3 confirmed matches, with the first one being Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria, Queen of the Ring 2024. And as you guys can see, for the match rewards, you will be getting 1, and for the objective rewards, you will also be getting 1. Now the second match that is confirmed that we've seen as well is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, and this is Royal Rumble 2022. Now you can also see for the match rewards, you will be getting 2 of those, and for the objective rewards, you will also be getting 2 as well. Now, when it comes to the third one, it is the Dudley Boys versus the Wild Samoans, and this is a dream match. Now, you will be getting 1 match reward, and you will be getting 3 objective rewards if you complete the showcase mode. So that is for the showcase mode that we've seen so far. So those are the 3 confirmed matches. Now, we also seen a first look at the new free camera that is in WWE 2K25, which is the new feature. And as you guys can see, this allows you to toggle between various angles, a third-person camera view, a zoom out, a zoom in, a rotate camera, and much more. So I'm very excited to see how this works out. And I feel like this will be useful if you are, doing a universe mode and you don't want to play the matches, you want to just, commentate over the matches and all of that. And you can just look at how these superstars come out. So I'm glad that this is a new feature in WWE 2K25. And I know for a fact that I will be utilizing this new feature a lot when it comes to me playing showcase mode. And also, let's go ahead and talk about the first match in the showcase mode, which they played, which was the dream match with the Dudley Boys versus the Wild Samoans. Now, as you guys can see, in the match, we got our first look at the Wild Samoans, and they are confirmed to be in the game. Not only that, but we can see Captain Lou on the outside, so he is also confirmed to be a manager in WWE 2K25. Now, I also believe he will be one of the unlockables in the showcase match, so you probably would have to complete the showcase match in order to unlock Captain Lou. Now, one thing that I did notice is that I don't think in 2K24 or in previous 2K games, you could have a manager at ringside during tables matches. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below, but I believe managers were not allowed when it comes to these type of extreme matches. Now, when it comes to them playing this showcase match, they really didn't do too much in it, so we're going to talk about the next thing that they showcased to us, which was the Intergender Royal Rumble. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Intergender Royal Rumble will be in WWE 2K25 this year. So this means you will be able to have male superstars and female superstars compete in the same Rumble match. Now, the first thing I noticed when it comes to the Rumble match that they showcased was Liv Morgan entrance. Yes, her entrance is still the same as the one from last year's game, which isn't really too much of an issue to me because I really don't too much care about the entrance. I know a lot of people do, but I just have to throw it out there.
Downloading WWE 2K25 on Monday too.
First look we got of Naomi, and yes, her face skin does look kind of thrown off compared to the old Naomis that we had in the previous 2K games. Now, I'm not gonna really too much say like, oh my god, this is bad, because we don't know. This could probably be the early build of, the early model that we've seen of Naomi, because as we all know, 2K likes to show us, early things, and then once the game is released, we'll get the look at the official Naomi. Not only that, we don't even get it before release. When they drop the first patch update or an update in general, they usually fix these type of things because we've seen them do it with the 2001 Rock in 2K24. So I'm not too much going to criticize them yet because we don't know if this is her official model just yet. So let's just wait and see for that one. And we also seen Keelani Jordan in the Royal Rumble match, so she is also confirmed to be in the game. And we also got some more first looks of, Jade Cargill as well. As you guys can see, she has an updated model. She got the longer hair, new attire, so that is a huge W for that. We also seen Jimmy Uso as well as Jey Uso with their new attires. And speaking of Jey Uso, a lot of people are disappointed, including myself, of Jey Uso entrance motion. Now, I said earlier I don't too much really care about the entrances, but when it comes to the Jey Uso entrance, I feel like the iconic entrance should have been in the game with him coming out the crowd and all of that. If we got the Shield members, entrance motion like Dean Ambrose entrance motion still in the game, why can't we just add in a Jey Uso entrance motion? Because as we all know, that is one of the top 10 entrances in the WWE right now. So they should have done that. But also, once again, let me stop critiquing them too much because we don't know. This could just be his primary entrance motion. He might have a secondary entrance motion that has him coming out the crowd. So once again, like I said, let me just wait and see. I'm gonna slow my rolls down. I know I'm too much, you know, criticizing them, but I just want the game to be best. And also, I got another thing I want to say. I wish they stacked those tables. I was a little kind of irritated that they didn't even try to stack those tables in that showcase match. But let me chill out. Let me chill out. I'm not gonna critique them too much. It's showcase mode. They probably want to wait and show some things off. And also, we're gonna be seeing a lot of more gameplay tomorrow from various content creators. So be on the lookout for that. I will do my best to try to get some of their footages. But like I said, I will also be, shouting them out in the video, leaving their links in the description down below so you can watch their full videos. Because I know a lot of these creators, got a chance to play the game early, which is an amazing opportunity to have when it comes to playing WWE 2K games. So yeah, like I said, be on the lookout for that. And also, before I leave out of here, there's some more things that I did notice, which is the Day 1 Raw Arena. So it looks like that will be confirmed in the game and most likely will be an unlockable in the showcase match. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it just comes in the game. But arenas usually be one of the top things that be the unlockables in the showcase mode. So yeah, that is one of the things that I did notice as well. Also, I noticed the gameplay is kind of the same from 2K24. So that is not an issue because 2K24 gameplay was great. So I'm not gonna even act like I'm surprised or like even mad that the gameplay is not improved because the gameplay was never a problem in 2K24. The problem with 2K24 was mainly community creations online and the servers and all of that. And it looks like that will be fixed because of the island coming in. Now I'm just looking forward to seeing some of the island gameplay footages. And I'm surprised that we didn't get a gameplay trailer in the first place. But like I said, that could be the reason for that being is because gameplay is not too much dramatically changed and all of that. So yo, that is what it is. And yo, that is all I have to say for today's video. I'm glad you guys sticked around and enjoyed what I had to say. I'm not gonna too much edit this video out. If I slipped up some words, I just slipped up some words. I'm gonna keep it raw with
I
you
want to
guys.
listen to one theme
Straight to the
song.
point with you guys. Now also be on the lookout for the giveaway that I will be doing on 2K25. I will be announcing the winner on March 5th, and all you have to do is to
If you two are up there, then who's in the casket?
I ain't gonna lie, this was the best Undertaker song. The best Undertaker theme. Hands down. I gotta watch this entrance.
Now, I just got through watching the Up, Up, Down, Down game.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, Wispy? I be playing the Xbox Series X. I be playing WWE, Street Fighter, Tekken, Madden, NBA 2K.
Yes, sir. You guys see where we're at? Somewhere pretty chill, I ain't gonna lie. Pretty chill. It's pretty fresh under these trees, you know. If we go out there, it's pretty hot, but look what we got right here, fam. Look what we got right here. Is this a new turn down? Is this a new turn down to review? The Granddaddy Perp? Sheesh, peep it out, fam. Peep it out. Holy moly, fam. Low key, I'm not ready for this one, fam. You know, wifey has a turn down right now. She got the watermelon sugar high right now. I'm like, low key, I need to open a turn down. So we got this turn, Granddaddy Perk. It says here that, you know, they always have their pens testing at always at 90% and up in total cannabinoids. This is a Granddaddy Perp right here. It should taste like some grape kush. Should be your fork. You know, it says date night. This is for a date night, fam. Holy moly. Holy moly, as you can see. Peep the vibes, pretty chill out here, fam. Pretty chill. You know, this week we're gonna have a lot of bangers, fam. A lot of bangers. So make sure you guys keep dropping likes, you know, keep supporting it. You know, always, you know, appreciate the support, fam. It's pretty windy out here. Hopefully it doesn't get, you know, too, you know, bad for the audio, but Granddaddy Perp, in the back it says Grams packed punch. We took all the grapey goodness and purple pleasure of this iconic indica and blend it into delicious, possibly heavy, buzz-inducing beauty. Zone out, daydream, and get spacey. Whatever you do, make sure you've got a soft blankie nearby. Holy moly, holy moly. Okay. THC is testing at 95.18%. CBD, less than 2 milligrams. Okay. Packaged on 3/27 this year. Okay. Something fresh. Not from last year. We don't do none of that last year shit, guys. Come on now. But I think it's time to open it, fam. Holy moly. I'm enjoying the vibes out here too much, man. I'm not gonna lie. But, find a little tripod, fam. Alright, fam. If you guys are having a very, very good
I'm gonna do that on Monday.
or day, make sure to drop a W down below.
I gotta get a whole new system.
I had it upside down, but we're good.
My HDMI port
tech on
blew
these
out,
is too good.
so I gotta get a whole new system.
I feel like I smell it. Fam. Honestly, the thing I like about these pods is that they come with caps, bro, and they fit securely on there, fam. They fit secure. Make sure you guys don't lose your cap. I always try to maintain the caps on the pens because, that's how you know they're for sure most likely not going to be clogged, fam. Holy moly. It's freaking pretty windy out here. Hopefully the wind doesn't really pick up that bad, fam. Holy moly. But anyways, fam, it's pretty windy out here. We got a full turn down disposable open. Dude. This is crazy. Their new pod system just looks way too crazy. I had one of their older ones like 3 months ago, and they did not use this tech right here, fam. Anyways, enough with the yip yap. Your boy Ralph chillin' needs a hit. Now let's take a hit, fam. Cheers.
What's good?
Yo. I think we just arrived to Shannontopia. Right here, right now. We have just entered the Shannon realm. All these trees are in a pattern right here. In a specific pattern. That's how you know you're in the Shannon realm, fam. Holy moly, the first day it got me.
I ain't gonna lie, last night I was high as hell. Today, I'm finna get on that same level.
Got some great vibes to it. You can smell the grapeness from just smelling it. Holy moly, I'm lit. It's a one and done type of deal, fam. Peep it out, peep the pod. Ah, yeah. It's just small. I could just carry it like this and be like, yes, sir. That's why I like these fucking turndowns, bro. Especially when you get them for $20 out the door. Yeah, I just took one solid hit and one mini hit right now, and I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Super good head buzz. This is some good oil right here. I see why they're popping now. I haven't been able to get my hands on the pod pack, but once we do, fam, you already know we're gonna be reviewing that shit to the dome, fam. I'm fucking stoned to the dome, fam. Hopefully you guys are too. I like their packaging. Their packaging is top tier. Everything about this brand is A1. None of their pods that I've had have been bad. All of them have been super good. So let's take another smacker, fam. Cheers.
I ain't gonna lie, keep going.
Holy moly. Not ready for that one, Chief. Holy moly. The oil tastes more on the cushy / herby side rather than the sweet and fake side. It tastes more like grass, fam. Like it's grapey, but it tastes like grass, fam. That's why I like this one. This shit lit, fam. Holy
Damn,
moly.
he said 12K. That's tough.
Anyways, fam, y'all already know we gotta fucking take this thing somewhere else. We gotta share it. We gotta let others, talk about it, not just us. That's what this channel is all about, seeing other places, not just, being stuck inside a car, reviewing a car. No shame on that, but I try to be a little different, try to be out here, in different places, fam. But Hopefully you guys appreciate the content, fam. And you already know, this ain't a one place type of smoke. This ain't many places type of smoke. Catch you guys somewhere else.
Like a bodybuilder, watch me dribble up. I got the blicky, I do it too. I do what I want to do. Sit back and watch me do it. Niggas dissing us, but that shit don't mean nothing to you. Niggas hate me for it. I just keep it real. Niggas for the rule and fuck how any niggas feel. Damn ugly niggas had to go in the field. Niggas got their hands on it. Niggas never shed a tear. What you want for your game? Touching 2023 and old stories. They know now, so they ain't off the muscle. They for sure gonna put us in the most thing. Nigga better get low.
Damn, he said 7K. I ain't gonna lie, that's more than me.
Fam, it's fucking hot out there. It's hot out there, fam. Holy moly, this turn down turning me up. This thing is more on the flower side than the fucking grape side, but it still has some grape notes. Trust. This is a top tier grape babe, for sure, for sure. Shout out, turn down. We're not driving right now, YouTube. We're not driving at all. We're just parked right now. I'm about to get a haircut. So, you know, Ralph children might look a little different. See you guys in the base. Let's see. Let's see. Here we are, once again, back in the car. But we need a, you already know, we need to blast some music to get lit, fam. To get lit off the what? The what? The what? The Granddaddy P.
Bitches no time. You want find what you say when I'm not around. Text out flag, play niggas all bound. Slim diddy pop up and you can get the whole thing. Bro, this nigga block up, bitches no time. Pull up to his house like saw with his hand on the ground. Text out flag, play niggas out bound. Slim diddy pop up and you can get the whole thing. What was niggas say when you was lying? It was foreign with a hockey out on bail home 5Ks. It's time to go with her homies parked the light back with mine to the bitch. You ain't pimping with your lame ass. I can tell these niggas broke.
As you can see, this thing's a smoke maker, fam. It got me feeling lit. It got me feeling lit, fam. This thing's a fucking must cop. It's a must cop, fam. This thing got me fucking lit, fam. That's all I'm saying. See you guys somewhere else. I brought the perfect thing. I brought the perfect thing. Yes, fam. I'm gonna have some fun with the 710 laps. Percy Pod. Cheers. It needs to make more smoke. It needs to make more smoke. Does that mean it's low battery, fam? Please tell me it's not low battery.
Should get up this the Cuban stripper from whiskey. Does it have?
This thing's low battery. SMH. SMH. I guess we'll just do another Granddaddy Perp hit. Fuck it, for the Granddaddy Perp review. Why not? But did you find any cool hats or no? Like, I feel like to fix my hair. Yeah. They look nice? Yeah. Wow, you look like a dad, dude. I look like a dad. That's what white bitch. You look like a dad. You look like we have like fucking 3 kids. We're about to go on a fishing trip. The Granddaddy Perp will never let me down. Sorry, 710. 710 let me down. But it happens, fam. It happens. 710 let me down just because of the battery. I need to charge it again. But fuck you for the Granddaddy Perp review. Yeah, I'm lit. What about this one?
That one looks nice too.
Yeah, fam. We concluded with the hat. We're gonna get this one. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Hold up, Emily. Hold up. Hold up. Cheers.
What's good? What's good? What's
Yeah,
good?
someone never let me down. Never let me down.
They have the brands right here, the Mossy Oak brand. They have
Hell yeah, guys. See you guys somewhere else. Stop the grind. I can't stop the grind. What's up, fam? We're out here in the front now. With this turn down. We were at the park, you know, as you guys saw. Or, I don't know what you guys want to call it. T-Bone's little play area. But T-Bone's over there, you know, doing his business. And Wifey's over there being the wifey. I know. Go, fam. T-Bone's like, why aren't you getting close, huh? Alright, fam. Look at this pot here. It's halfway there. And I think it's time to finally review it, aka / rate it. I think this thing is a solid 8.5 out of 10. You know, out of all the Granddaddy perps I've been having, you know, I think there was a Cruiser Granddaddy perp we reviewed. There was also, what other Granddaddy perps did we review? I don't think we ever reviewed a Stizzy Granddaddy perp, but this turn down right here, it knocks it out of the park, low key. It's more on the cushy taste, but it still has that grape, which I like, fam. Anyways, fam, cheers. Take a tug with me. Cheers. Holy moly, this thing's a smoke maker, fam.
he wanted to get close. T-Bone wanted to get close. He wanted to get a shot.
People wanted to get a shot. This thing's a smoke maker, fam. Oh no. No. Say.
Oh,
Está bien. Oh, está bien. I don't know what that guy's talking about, fam. But we got this shit right here, fam. The boy's talking in Spanish. If you guys know Spanish, let us know what the boy's talking about. Cheers, fam. Cheers. Hell yeah, fam. This turned down. Every time I pop it out, I just want to stare at it. I just want to stare at it, fam. Like, look at this shit, fam. Don't you guys? Doesn't it look appealing, fam? It does. That's why I like it. The design. I never found the old turn down disposable, but this one I like it way more better. Way more better, fam. I think the boy Skater Freak. The boy Skater Freak and who else? I think the boys. There's a guy called the Boys. Sorry if you guys keep getting confused. They're the ones that let me know about these the updated versions. I didn't know about the updated versions until they posted it on the Discord. I thought they still had the old tech, but bro, this new tech is absolutely game changing, fam. Yeah, fam. Yeah. Wifey taking the hit. Puggo is chilling. The vibes are exquisite. That's all that matters. Yeah, fam.
guys. Yeah, I have the right thing for you. Turn down.
Yeah. There we go. We're looking exquisite. But yeah, fam, we got this for $20. A lot of people be getting them for like $30, $35. But for $20, this sets the bar just right, fam. It sets the bar just right. Cheers, fam.
Yeah, I subscribe to your channel.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
think I just subscribed to, you know what I'm saying?
What's up? What's up? Say that. Guys, line up and then fill the place up and come in. Boys, for your see the wings. I see the sauces. Where interviews are with Lex Khan. It made best. He's albums over that time. It's fine wine. Everybody make some noise for E40.
What's up, man?
What's up, my man? You'll be on this side. I'll be on this side.
What's happening with it? How the fuck y'all doing?
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's get it crack.
All right, so this first one is the classic. Again, we'll start at the handle.
Mom, Dad?
We have something to tell you.
You have a twin brother.
That's cool.
I'll address that. So anyone who knows E40 knows that you rep Yay area to the fullest, especially when it comes to your Golden State Warriors and San Francisco 49ers. So on Wing 1, we have some questions for Front Row 40. Do you have a Draymond Green story you can share with us?
Yeah, I got one last night. I was at his house. He beat my ass. And we played the best out of 7 2 series. And he got me on both of them. The first one, he wiped me out. I was 4-1. I'm like, man, damn, I'm rusty, man. I got to get back into this shit. Because I ain't played dominoes in hella rooms and whatnot.
You know
So,
what I'm saying?
because I've been, I ain't had time to eat a fortune cookie, you feel me? So I've been hella busy.
Is there a celebrity fan you have the most fun sitting courtside with?
Who the heck
Oh, this
them
one dude.
fans?
What's my guy? He sit right behind me here, fool with. I follow him on Instagram until I forgot his handle. Zing, what's his handle, Zing?
Why is he so much fun?
Yeah, he be fired. He be talking hella shit to all the motherfucking rival teams and shit. Fuck you! And he be acting like he want to come down from the stands. You feel me?
What's something that might surprise people about your friend Marshawn Lynch?
He like Hennessy. He a cognac head.
And also, too, you walk the parade route in these victory parades all the time. Ever seen anything crazy from the parade route?
Hold on, let me take a swig of this.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
The parade routes, it's just, the energy, just the fans out there, they're fired up, we're the winning squad. It's not a lot of violence or nothing.
I think
We're
so.
knock on wood,
Like
but
last night,
everybody in great spirits.
All right, so this
Or
next
way
one
earlier
is
when
the
I was
Humble
on
House.
live earlier.
Yo,
That's good.
you like that one? So far, we're 2 for 2, 40, huh? So you're the undisputed king of slang. You've even popularized and coined full-blown household catchphrases like Foshizi and Pop Your Collar. Is there a phrase that holds a special place in your heart, either the way it rolls off the tongue or what it means to you?
One of my favorite ones is slapping, because everybody say, that's slap right there. You feel me? That's slapping. You know what I mean? Did you get that song I sent you, bro? Yeah, slap, bro.
You like that?
Yeah.
Which is a higher ranking title, Lieutenant Roastabotch or Captain Save-A-Ho?
That's a good question right there.
You like that?
Well, you know which one wins. I'm not gonna tell you the one. The one that it should be is Lieutenant Roastabotch, far as the rules and regulations of the game.
Okay.
But due to the fact that the rules and regulations of the game has been changed, Captain Save-A-Ho is very notorious in this world. You feel me? There's more Captain Save-A-Hos than Lieutenant Roastabotches. You feel me?
All right, so let's do a little slang-free association. What I want to do is hit you with some words that are trending in hip-hop right now, and you just tell me what you think. The first thing that comes to mind, okay? Drip.
Drip. Jury.
Savage.
Beastie.
Clout.
You understand me? A fixture.
Skirt.
Ski skirt.
All right, E40, you ready to move on? All right, so this next one is the Butterfly Bakery. On to number 3.
Could never go wrong with onions.
So you couldn't have
Tastes
onions.
good.
So you couldn't have you in the seat without talking about the patron saint of First We Feast. I'm talking about your friend Guy Fieri. We see you sitting courtside with the donkey sauce god all the time. What can you tell us about your relationship with him?
You know, me seeing him, I'm a fan, first of all, watching this, you know,